We all know there's an increasing demand for corporate content, and often companies that create more content also tend to sell more. So how can you produce more content without compromising on quality? Well, maybe it's time to get serious about content recycling and take advantage of the productivity gains you can achieve. So let's take a look at two real-world examples of well-produced corporate videos from our archives. In both cases, almost all the B-roll was recycled, and the crew primarily filmed talking head interviews. Then most of the B-roll footage used is somewhat generic, showing production facilities or staff working on site, but it still works really well in the final edit. Almost all the time we hear clients underestimating the shelf life of their footage, so they end up filming somewhat the same thing over and over again. But in reality, most corporate B-roll footage is recyclable if it's filmed in the right way and used correctly. Both the films showcased here easily saved 1 to 2 days of on-location filming when you actually do the math and evaluate all the individual clips that were used. Saving 2 days of filming with a professional crew plus gear and planning can lead to some serious cost reductions and productivity gains. And remember, when we test these films with a target audience, they don't register any drop in quality or messaging as long as the editing is done right. Try to keep the following in mind when it comes to content recycling. Think ahead before you go on location and ask, what else could we film that would be useful later? After you film, just make sure to archive the best source footage systematically, so it's easy to find and use later. Then always keep the target audience in mind. Ask yourself, how often and recent have we recycled this footage? And will the audience notice? It's not rocket science, it's just a new way to think about how your team can recycle footage more often, so you can output more great video content.